Hello, my name's Robert Cobb. I'm your state veterinarian and division director of animal industry. And here is what our animal industry does. The animal industry is comprised of 7 sections. Animal health responsibilities are for interstate and intrastate movement. Reportable animal diseases are reported to animal health for their control and prevention. They interact closely with the Georgia Diagnostic Laboratory in the diagnosis of disease and prevention and control. We work closely also with USDA, Public Health, and other state veterinarian offices. Also in animal health is the dog and cat spay-neuter program. This is the program designed to help spay and neuter our dogs and cats across the state of Georgia. The animal protection side deals with companion animal disease. The Animal Protection Group licenses shelters, breeders, bird dealers and pet dealers, kennels and rescue groups, and they ensure the safe and healthy and humane treatment of our companion animals. The equine side is responsible for licensing stables and carriage companies and breeders to help ensure that humane treatment of horses. Also, they operate 4 equine impound facilities located across our state. Another section of animal industry is the meat inspection section. Meat inspection is responsible for inspection of all state inspected and in cooperation with USDA Food Safety Inspection Service slaughter facilities. The inspection is performed to ensure safe meat to eat and was one of the first state inspection programs in the nation. Livestock and poultry section, they work closely with USDA Veterinary Services. They're responsible for livestock market surveillance and testing, disease prevention and control. They work with Environmental Protection Department to monitor intensive animal operations to control the waste output. They also license and permit poultry dealers and feral swine facilities and deer farms. Also a part of the livestock poultry field forces is the Livestock Market News. This is a weekly publication that livestock poultry in conjunction with USDA produce to provide producers and markets with an up-to-date trend and pricing in the livestock markets of Georgia. The Poultry Market News. This is a publication that is used in Georgia and worldwide to report poultry product trends and pricing.
I'm Oscar Garrison, Food Safety Division Director at your Georgia Department of Agriculture, and this is what we do. Our division is divided into 3 key inspection areas. The first is manufactured foods. Manufactured foods include our food processing plants, dairy manufacturing facilities, and dairy farms. Second is our retail operations. Those include our retail food sales establishments, our food storage warehouses, and also individuals working under our new cottage food regulations. The third component is our poultry and egg grading service. This is a fee-for-service program ensuring the quality of grade A poultry products that enter the marketplace. We are committed to an educate as we regulate approach. In addition to our key inspection areas, we also have a compliance and enforcement branch, as well as our regulatory affairs section. Within regulatory affairs covers our audits and dairy ratings, seafood safety, and our training program. There have been many accomplishments within the training program here of our food inspectors. Our Food Safety Division has a commitment to have the best trained food safety professionals in the country. Last year alone, our inspectors completed over 5,900 hours of face-to-face training in specialized food safety methods provided by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, USDA, and the International Food Protection Training Institute. We're very proud of the accomplishments of our inspectors as we continue to build the best food safety regulatory program in the country.
Hi, I'm Tommy Gray, Associate Director at the Georgia Department of Agriculture. Here are some of the things we do in the Plant Industry Division's regulatory programs. The Plant Industry Regulatory Program is made up of 3 sections vital to the citizens of Georgia and our many agricultural-related industries. These sections are the Agricultural Inputs section, the Plant Protection section, and the Structural Pest section. Through regulatory inspections, the Agricultural Inputs section protects Georgia consumers by monitoring the labeling, distribution, use, and quality of seeds, feeds, fertilizers, and pesticides sold and used in Georgia. This section enforces state and federal law, which may require these inputs to be registered and properly labeled before being sold or used in the state. Under the Georgia Structural Pest Control Act, the Structural Pest section licenses and regulates pest management professionals operating in the state of Georgia. Structural pest refers to the process intended to eliminate, remove, and inspect for unwanted insects and/or animals in and around structures. The mission of the Structural Pest section is to provide a vital function in the protection of the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of Georgia and the environment by licensing, regulating, and enforcing state and federal structural pesticide laws. The Plant Protection section conducts pest surveys for new insects, diseases, and invasive weeds that could harm Georgia's agriculture interests. We monitor for new pests using a variety of tools, including pheromone traps and visual surveys. An important pest detection tool is our Plant Health Inspection Program. Because a very common means of moving plant pests is through live plants, all businesses that sell plants are required to be licensed and inspected. This section works with Georgia growers to facilitate the transport and/or export of plants and fruits and vegetables to other states and countries that may have regulations that restrict or prohibit certain products from entering their borders due to concerns that new plant pests may become established.
I'm Dr. Reuben Beverly. I'm Director of the Plant Industry Division and the Laboratory Services for the Georgia Department of Agriculture. Today we're going to show you a little of the services provided by the laboratories. We have laboratories located in the Agricultural Building in downtown Atlanta, as well as in Tifton in the heart of Georgia's agricultural region. In Atlanta, the Food Safety and Food Quality Laboratories analyze samples of ready-to-eat foods, deli-prepared foods, fruits and vegetables, meats, dairy products, and even pet foods and animal feeds. We analyze the samples to look for disease-causing organisms, chemical contaminants, or other problems that could make food unsafe or unfit to eat. We receive samples from and report results to the Food Safety Division for further investigation or regulatory action, such as a recall. Our food safety and food quality labs cooperate with other state agencies, such as public health, as well as federal agencies, such as the Department of Agriculture, the Food and Drug Administration, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to investigate or prevent foodborne disease outbreaks. The Tifton laboratories test the inputs used by farmers to produce our abundant food supply, including seeds, fertilizers, feeds, and pesticides. Samples are analyzed to assure that products meet quality standards and guaranteed analysis so that farmers receive the proper value for purchased supplies. The Tifton lab tests samples for pesticide residues to protect consumers and the environment. We also provide services such as grain grading and pesticide testing to support the Cooperative Extension Service. In both Atlanta and Tifton, approximately 35 trained chemists, biologists, and technicians serve every day to protect and to serve the farmers, consumers, and the environment of our state.
Hello, I'm Rich Lewis. I'm the Division Director of the Fuel and Measures Division of the Georgia Department of Agriculture. Our division is responsible for making sure that consumers are protected in the marketplace. In our retail fuel inspection program, we have a team of inspectors who visit every gas station in the state. They test each pump to make sure that it is delivering accurately. They pull samples of the gas itself to make sure that it has no impurities in it and that the gas meets all state specifications. They also make sure that the price you see advertised is the price that you actually pay at the pump. Our division also operates 2 labs in Tifton, Georgia. the State Fuel Oil Lab, and the State Weights and Measures Lab. At the State Fuel Oil Lab, our fuel inspectors send samples from stations all over the state in that are tested there to make sure that the gas meets all state specifications, that there are no impurities in the gas, that the octane rating is correct, basically making sure that the consumer is purchasing good quality gas. The mass standards, which are used by our own inspectors and also by industry technicians to test and calibrate commercial scales, are actually sent into the Weights and Measures Lab. Those mass standards are tested for accuracy in relation to the national standards, which are held in Gaithersburg, Maryland. In our Weights and Measures program, our inspectors travel the state testing commercial scales to ensure that they are weighing accurately. From the small scales that you see at jewelry stores and pawn shops, all the way up to truck and livestock scales that you might see at a truck stop or a livestock auction barn, our inspectors are there making sure that the consumer is getting what he's paying for.
I'm Jack Spruill, Director of the Marketing Division for the Georgia Department of Agriculture, and this is your marketing program. The Marketing Division at the Georgia Department of Agriculture has several divisions within it. The one that's most widely recognized is the State Farmers Market. The State Farmers Markets, which encompass 9 separate state markets scattered all around this state, are obviously known for the biggest one, which is located in Atlanta. That 158-acre facility in Forest Park is responsible for feeding a tremendous group of restaurants and grocery chains in the metro Atlanta area. Also within the marketing division is the Market Bulletin, a bi-weekly publication which is approaching its 100th anniversary. Widely read, growing in circulation, and something we deem to be real valuable to the function of agriculture in the state. We have a bonding and warehouse division. Bonding looks after to make sure that you are, as an agricultural producer, paid for those livestock and or produce products that you grow at your farm. Warehousing looks after and audits inventories and capacities and bonding assurities for those warehouses that are both cotton and grain in this state. We also administer through marketing 12 commodity commissions. We are the tax collector and the banker for these commodity commissions and serve also as ex officio member on these committees. We also have an Office of Business Development. That office acts almost as a chamber of commerce for this Department of Agriculture, a one-stop shop to get answers. That includes export trade. Also housed within that division is agritourism, a growing trade in this state. We also have nutritional outreach, especially associated with the program we started last year called Feed My School for a Week. Within that program, heavily cooperating with the Georgia Department of Education, we have made some inroads and continue to try to get fresh Georgia produce to the school lunchroom tables. Last year, we made a lot of changes at the Georgia Department of Agriculture. One we are very proud of is that we remodeled, refurbished, and created a new Georgia-grown kitchen. This kitchen, located on the first floor of our building, is an education training facility that is still not totally complete in the fact that it is now being fitted for video cameras where we can do some online education and training, along with nutritional outreach and training for those people who are preparing foods, for example, in our school lunchroom cafeterias. The Georgia Grown program, although it's been in existence for 10 years, we relaunched this program in January of this year. Part of that launch included a new logo. Although the logo itself is only artwork, we're very proud of the fact that we've now attached a functioning program to it. You are actually at this point in time self-funding Georgia agriculture producers, manufacturers, and people who are friends of the agricultural community, a self-funded advertising program for this state, with a pure intent and goal that we think branding Georgia agriculture and agribusiness will increase revenues for those producers and or farmers that are responsible for feeding us. As part of a revitalization of the Atlanta State Farmers Market, we have had the Georgia Farmers Showcase event held there 3 times this year. We've been extremely pleased with the success of that event. We've been able to get up to 36 to 40 vendors to come for this and have been real pleased with attendance and look forward to next year to having this event monthly.